morning, good afternoon, wherever you're at. I hope it's June 30th. Special episode of my podcast, which will be changing to the William Vinegar Show. It's no longer going to be 10 Minutes with William Vinegar podcast. So this is sort of a reintroduction. And I'm going to let you guys know the different segments I'm going to have. This is the intro. So I'm going to have the segment, What I'm Curious About, and from the text bag, and also using gossip as a bonding tool. And hopefully I'll have a special guest interview on those particular segments. Don't use gossip as a bonding tool. Also, to let you guys know that I am also the president and CEO of Willie June Merchandisers LLC. You can find that page on Facebook, and you can also find me at Instagram at Willie-June Merchandisers LLC on Instagram. And also, you can find me on my personal page, the public figure, The Mighty Sosa, at The Mighty Sosa at Instagram. And you can also follow my show on the William Vinegar channel on YouTube. Just put in William Vinegar, you'll find it, and that's it. And I have a collection of shows there. It'll be called 10 Minutes with William Vinegar podcast, but you'll get the hint. Right now, this show is a work in progress. Eventually, I'll show you guys how I set everything up, how I do my podcast. Hopefully, I'll be able to do 3 podcast audio episodes a week, and you can find me on Spreaker.com, Spotify, iHeartRadio, and Deezer, and Google Podcasts. I just found out I'm on Google Podcasts, and I'm going to try to give you guys 3 audio episodes a week, and then at the end of the week have a video episode for you guys that's like a weekend review. So just to let you guys know that. So right now, this is just a intro, and I'm going to put one of my commercials for Willie June Merchandisers at the not at the end of the podcast, but before the next segment coming up. So letting you know it's coming up, and hopefully you will see it. All right. You guys have a blessed day. Enjoy my show, and let's get over the hump. Well, thank you. Welcome back. Like I was saying in the intro, I'm changing the concept of the podcast. I'm going to give you 3 different audio episodes that'll lead into a video episode at the end of the week. So 4 video episodes a month, and 12 audio episodes in a month. So we had to reach out and get more followers, get more listeners to this show. My show, just to let you guys know, I'm no type of influencer. I'm not trying to influence anybody to do anything. This is just my way of getting my voice heard and getting my voice out, and, giving my opinions. Hopefully, they're not satirical. I can't get satirical and sarcastic at a point. I'm going to have, different, sorry for using but I am going to have different segments, like what I'm curious about, which today what I'm curious about on June 30th is about the Clippers. And what I'm curious about them is, are they going to win? Oh, excuse me. Let me get a cup of coffee, please. My cup of coffee, and clear my throat. Sorry. While we going through a live show and Can I get some laughter from the corny applause line that I have? All right, that's a little bit better. So I'm curious about the Clippers. Are they going to be able to win Game 6? A few weeks ago, I came out talking about, just talking bad about the Clippers. They were down 2-0 to the Mavericks. And I really got on Coach Lou about, I really got on him about, not being concerned. But now when I look back on it, he really knows how to coach. He's doing this all without the star player, Leonard. God knows when he's going to come back. We hoping, but with doubts, that he's coming back for Game 6, but we don't know. But he's doing this all without Kawhi Leonard. He's doing this with a reinvigorated Paul George. I was getting on him a few weeks ago, too. It looked like he stepped up mentally now. It seems like he's drowning out all the noise. And, Jackson and Mann is stepping up. I guess I couldn't ask for more from this team. But they're in the Western Conference Finals. And hopefully they can win Game 6. And when it comes to sports, I'm kind of a superstitious person. Somebody at my job asked me my opinion. My analysis was the Clippers going to win Game 4. And up to that point, I mentioned before that, I didn't talk about the Clippers. I talked about them a few weeks ago. And was getting on them bad. But since then, they've been winning. And I haven't talked about them since. Not even giving an analysis or, thinking about it, and actually not watching the game. I have not watched one Clipper playoff game since they went down 2-0 to Dallas. And yes, it's been a struggle, but they got here to the Western Conference Finals. Till they lost that game because I spoke on it. So sometimes sometimes I think there is superstition to sports. And what else I'm curious about is Nor want to get at Benny Siegel about dissing Jay-Z. I don't have the complete backstory to that, so I'm not going to speak too much, other than to say, it was on the Breakfast Club. And I wonder, do Charlamagne have any animosity towards Benny Siegel that time when Benny Siegel came up there and checked him at the Breakfast Club during his interview? I just wonder that. I'm curious about that. But like I said, I don't have the backstory to Jay-Z, Nor, and Benny Siegel and all those cats during that time. I'll have to do a little bit more research on that. And the last thing I'm curious about, I recently returned to LAX as a supervisor. I'm not going to say what terminal I am. I'm not going to say what company I work for. But I recently got my job back. So can we get an applause for that? Or, whoops, that was laughter. So what does that mean? I'm curious to know how the passenger is going to interact. I've been hearing a lot of stories about, unruly passengers on planes. I've been back at work for it'll be almost 2 weeks, coming up in a few days. And, I'm wondering, I already had a issue with a customer cursing already. She was cursing at me and cursing at the next customer in line because he sort of defended what I was doing, I guess, supposedly. But yeah, So I guess time will tell, time will reveal. But that's what I'm curious about. And on that note, I'm going to bid you adieu because this is sort of a re-intro. And like I said before, I'm not an influencer. I'm just trying to get my voice heard. You're going to hear several different subjects from me. You might hear a little commentary when it comes to politics. I try not to deal too much in politics, but if it's crawling at me, I will. Yeah, that's it. And I hope you guys. Oh, I'm sorry, that's not it. One more thing. The question of the day, actually, is if you could have anything named after you, what would you want it to be? Once again, the question of the day is if you could have anything named after you, what would you want it to be? Now, on that note, I'm going to close it out. I want to send a shout out to The Lyric. You can follow him at Lyrically Lyrics on Instagram. You can also find his YouTube channel, The Lyric. He's got some real dope music. Go ahead and check it out. You can also find me at The Mighty Sosa on Instagram, and shop Willie June Merchandisers LLC, where you'll find the #1 tech and gadgets, all the smartwatches and Bluetooth and headsets you can find at an affordable price, and I'll offer free shipping. I wear many hats. So on that note, God bless, be true, and stay gold, everyone. I hate that you guys have to hit that button.